G'day everyone, I'm SquishyDave, and in today's tutorial we're going to cover making this piston door that you can lock from both sides. Okay, let's take a look at the door in action. It works just like a normal piston door. You run through it, step on the pressure plates, it opens for you. But this one is lockable, and lockable from both sides. So as soon as you hit this button, the light turns off and this door is locked, and it is locked from both sides. Click the button again, light turns on, that means the door is now active, and you can head through it like normal. This one also can lock open if you just stand on the pressure plates, hit the button, the light will turn off, and it will stay locked open no matter what, until you flick the button again. Now the reason I built a piston door that was lockable from both sides is because I was taking a gander at the Minecraft forums, and a user on there, JarJar102, had posted a design just like this. It was a 2x3 piston door that was lockable from both sides, but he wasn't happy with the redstone and he was asking for some help to compact it. So this is my attempt to make the redstone underneath a little bit smaller than his design. Okay, to get started you want 2 lines of 4 blocks, one offset from each other, overlapping by 1 as you can see here, and you'll want to chuck some redstone on top of all of those. This will link up the 2 sides, making it lockable from both sides of the door. Okay, we're going to do the next layer of blocks up, and that's going to be a 5x2 row of blocks directly on top of this redstone dust, along like this. You should see it ends one from the end from those blocks underneath. Then on top of that, we're going to fill that in completely with redstone. This is the redstone that will open the doors for you. Now right in the middle, you'll want to widen this by 1 and fill out to the left edge, then swing around on the other side and do the same again. Fill out the middle all the way to the left edge. Now we'll chuck down some redstone components. We'll need repeaters out like that, and running into those repeaters, more repeaters. Directly behind that repeater, we're going to need a block with a redstone torch on the side of it. Then another block down there like that, and we'll be doing the same on the other side. Now we'll build the T flip-flop that's at the heart of the locking mechanism. Into this block here we'll face a comparator. Now directly behind that comparator we need a dropper facing downwards, and that dropper is in turn pointing into another dropper that's pointing backwards. Now that dropper in turn again is pointing into yet another one that's facing upwards, and that dropper is pointing into a hopper that's pointing back into the first dropper. What this does is forms a loop, and that's how the T flip-flop works. After, of course, you place one item in this back dropper here. Now that can be any item. Cobblestone is what I'm using here. If you're rich, why not use a diamond block? And of course, being a symmetrical build, once again, we repeat the whole thing on this side. Behind the comparator that's pointing into that block, a dropper facing downwards, then a dropper facing backwards into a dropper that's facing upwards, which is then into a hopper that's pointing back into the first dropper. There we go. Okay, now we'll chuck a redstone signal into these T flip-flops, but before we do, don't forget, like I did, to put your single item in there, otherwise your T flip-flop won't work and you might be there for hours trying to figure out what's gone wrong. Now coming out from this central dropper, you want to come out 3 blocks, then turn the corner and go up 1, and then you want to lay redstone on top of all those blocks. You should see it hooks up with the redstone we laid first and points directly into that center dropper. And round the other side, we do the whole thing all over again. 3 blocks out from the center dropper, turn the corner, go up 1, redstone on top, and there you have it. Now we'll wire up the redstone for the door pistons. So on the side where this repeater is pointing into nowhere, you want that pointing into a block with a redstone torch on the side like that. Then on top of that, 2 more blocks, one on top of the redstone torch. Around on this side, you want your 3 pistons going up, all facing inwards. And then round the back, you want a half slab on top of the middle piston, and then out to the side, a half slab on the top of the bottom piston, put one out like that. Then you want to put redstone dust on top of all of them, and that should power the pistons, and that's the door in the closed state. And of course we do the same on the other side. Piston pointing into a block which has a torch on the side, top of the block and the torch, 2 blocks. Come around the other side, our 3 pistons facing inwards. Around the back, a slab off the top of the middle piston and a slab further out the back from the top of the bottom piston. Redstone dust on top of all 3 of those. You have a closed door. That's it, the door's basically done. We just need to hook up the inputs and the outputs. The inputs are of course the pressure plates and the buttons that lock and unlock the door, and the outputs are the redstone lamps to let you know if the door's locked or not. So to make it a bit easier, we'll just fill in the floor level, which goes directly underneath the pistons there, and we'll just fill that out a bit. Now the button input goes directly above this block here that we put in earlier. So you want to block on top of that, and that's where the button goes. The pressure plates go 1 block out from the actual door, and the lamp goes above this redstone torch on its own block like that. Now I'll just swing around and do it again with one minor difference. Button input is always the same, it goes right there. Button on top, pressure plates always go 1 block away from the actual door. But if you did want the lamp at ground level instead of sticking up like it is on that side, you can just put the lamp directly on top of that torch, and that looks a bit more neat and compact if that's what you're after. Here's the door we just built together. I just put the last 6 blocks in to finish up the door, and that's the finished result. As you can see, lights on means doors open. Just head on through. Opens and closes perfectly. This lamp is recessed like I suggested you could do. Hit the lock button, light goes off. Door is locked. That's it for how to build this door. I'd just like to point out that the idea for a 2-way lockable door with redstone lamp indicators was not mine. I saw a post on the Minecraft forums where someone was asking for help to compact their design. This is my attempt to compact it. The person asking was Jar Jar 102, and the reason I made this video was to help him or her out. And I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and assume they own a jar factory and not that they're naming themselves after one of the worst characters ever to grace the silver screen. And I'd also like to point out that this T flip-flop is not my idea or my design. I first saw this wonderful compact design on Mumbo Jumbo's channel, and he is a much better YouTuber than me, so I don't know why you're wasting your time here. Go and check out his channel where you can see hundreds of much better videos. I'll put a link down to his T flip-flop design down in the description as well. But I'm afraid that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this door. If you did like it or you can get some use out of it, why not smack that thumbs up button? And if you're feeling particularly saucy, why not subscribe? I'm SquishyDave. See you later.